Okay, so let me bring up this Daily Mail article. I want to read it to you. This is the headline. It says, exclusive, Trump will not be arraigned this week. Former president is expected to be indicted tomorrow, and Secret Service will make plans for his surrender and appearance in New York court next week. So when they say tomorrow, it was published yesterday. It was published on Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. This is what the article says. Donald Trump will likely be indicted on Wednesday, but won't appear before a judge in New York until next week, DailyMail.com has learned. There will be no arraignment this week, a source familiar with the proceedings told Daily Mail exclusively on Tuesday. The former president, who is currently in Florida, is expected to be formally charged tomorrow, after which the Manhattan District Attorney's Office will reach out to Trump and his Secret Service detail to make arrangements for his surrender, according to an insider. Meanwhile, it's all hands on deck for the New York Police Department and Metro Police Department, as all officers on Tuesday are expected to be in uniform, ready for anything in the wake of the potential indictment. Officials in New York City and Washington, D.C. are preparing for possible unrest and demonstrations following the former president's plea to his supporters to, quote, protest in response to a potential indictment handed down by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg over hush money payments made to porn star Stormy Daniels. Trump had said last week he was expected to be arrested on Tuesday, but a law enforcement official told the Daily Mail that an indictment would likely happen on Wednesday at the earliest. A couple of things. First of all, this idea that all of the New York Police Department and Metro Police officers this is like 36,000 officers, are all supposed to be in uniform to prepare for unrest. I don't understand these police officers. This is such an obvious miscarriage of justice. How can you possibly take part in this? How can you possibly be complicit with Banana Republic? We've used that term so much. I hate to use it again because it's almost lost its meaning. But this is something that happens in the Soviet Union. This is something that happens in a communist, Marxist dictatorship where a political opponent of the president is imprisoned, charged with fake charges, put through a kangaroo court just because it's the political opposition. This is the opposite of a democracy. It's the opposite of a republic. It's the opposite of the peaceful transfer of power. We should be fine in the United States of America if a president commits a very small crime and gets away with it. Not because it's right, not because it's moral, not because I'm advocating that presidents commit crimes, but because the peaceful transfer of power is so important. It is so important that we avoid even the perception of a current president politically or targeting his political opposition, that former presidents, even if they commit small crimes, should actually get away with them, because it's more important that we maintain the peaceful transfer of power. And this is not to say that Trump committed a crime. This is, by all standards, all ways that I've possibly looked at this is not a crime. This is not a crime. The very thinnest argument, and that's this, or I should say the strongest argument that is still extremely thin, would be the falsification of business records, and literally no one cares. No one cares. You're allowed to do NDAs in New York State. That's perfectly legal. This was not paid with campaign funds, so this was not a campaign finance violation. It would have actually been a campaign finance law violation had Trump used campaign funds to pay off an NDA for something that was related to an allegation in his personal life, especially an allegation of this nature where if it were true, he would have tried to cover it up based on his business reputation and the fact that he's married. Maybe he didn't want Melania to know about this. If it were true, Stormy Daniels later said it wasn't true. She, didn't return the money, but later said it wasn't true. Why aren't we talking about that? Isn't that some kind of fraud, some kind of business fraud here? This is not a crime. This is not justice. This is a banana republic. And any police officer who's taking part in this should be ashamed of themselves. Any police officer who would be complicit, any court employee, there should be a mass walkout. There should be a strike. These people should say, I refuse to take part in this. This is not something that we can simply leave to the criminal justice system, leave to our court system, trust the process. No, it's not something like that. Just like the January 6th stuff. Think about every person that was charged with crimes on January 6th when they didn't commit violent crimes. They're being held 2 years later in pretrial detention in the DC gulag for what? For vandalism? That sure was wrong, but they're not terrorists. They're not insurrectionists. This is the same kind of thing. This is political targeting. And by the way, this idea of political unrest, this better not happen. This better not happen. I understand that protest is a really important part of the fabric of our nation. I support the right to protest. I've taken part in protests. I'm a proponent of protests in general, but we have to call it like it is. The left has made it too dangerous to protest because they have simultaneously compromised the federal law enforcement apparatus in the United States of America. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.